Você vai assistir agora um programa inteiro especial com o SOJA. Deram uma entrevista pra gente, conversei com eles sobre reggae, sobre mais um monte de coisa. Eles também vão tocar 3 músicas exclusivamente, ao vivo. Super legal. You're always coming to Brazil. I think this is the 6th time.
Yeah.
So what's the relation of the band with this country? Like, people love reggae here, and how did it happen?
Yeah, I think for us it's good to tour in South America because in North America reggae is not mainstream. It's not on the radio, it's not on TV. And in Europe it is mainstream, but more, I think maybe more Jamaican artists. And in South America they just love all kinds of reggae. So it's a good place for us to play, and the vibration down here is good. You know, people are familiar with revolution and familiar with things like that, so that's what we sing about. So it works well for us, I think.
Okay, coming to Brazil so many times, did you ever have you ever got the chance of knowing some Brazilian artists as well, even reggae or any?
Yeah,
genre?
we well, we're familiar with Ohapa.
Ohapa? I heard you guys are recording something with them.
Yeah, we're doing a remix coming out soon with Ohapa. And he sings about revolution and change and things like that. So 1, 2, 3, and it's a song about if you had to trade places tomorrow with one of the poorest people on the earth. And what would you do today to ensure that your situation tomorrow was a good one? And the truth is, most people would live today completely differently than they were planning on. But it's not a hypothetical situation, because life is a circle, the earth is a circle. So according to a circle, you are going to come around to the other side, eventually. Oh, what do we really need in this life? I look at myself sometimes like it's not right. People out there with no food at night. We say we care, but we don't, so we all lie. What if there's more to this? And one day we become what we do, not what we say. We end up in all the shit that they're in. Roles are reversed and it was different. We were the ones with nothing to eat. We were the ones with blood in our street. We were the ones with only our screams. And they were the ones watching us on TV. We were the ones broke down and torn, with a life at our back and a wife in our arms. And they were the ones like, damn, that's so sad. We were the ones like, nothing ever changes. The only thing I know, that nothing ever changes. I'm looking down this road and nothing ever changes. And no, not for me, and nothing ever changes, as far as I can see. Maybe we need more shoes on our feet. Maybe we need more clothes and TV. Maybe we need more cash and jewelry. Maybe we don't know what we need.
I also heard that back in time, the Caribbean island, like Jamaica, got the radio frequencies from America,
Yeah.
and that's how they managed to mix something and put up into reggae.
Right.
Do you agree with that, or it's just a story that I heard?
Yeah, no, it's true. They used to call Bob Marley and the Wailers the Jamaican Beatles.
Okay.
All those guys started out imitating black American music, but then they'd put their own thing in it, the upbeat, the chink, 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 and that was their contribution to the thing. And then, yeah, they kind of made their own thing. But if you watch Bob Marley, I mean, you can see influence of James Brown, obviously,
For sure.
and other artists.
Yeah, Motown.
Yeah.
They'd have the harmonies and
Yeah.
that kind of approach to it, because that's what was popular in America. And then, like you were saying, when hip hop became more popular in America, it influenced Jamaica into like dance hall was like the new thing, and so it just it definitely spreads out, and that influence changes other genres too.
God isn't unfair, and maybe we're a kids and she's up there, and maybe for all our races, and maybe she hates us, we're all so racist. Maybe we don't care, it's heaven right here, it's hell over there. Maybe the meek will inherit this earth, cause I was written before, so everything is changing and nothing stays the same. No, everything changes. And if you feel ashamed, maybe you should change this before it gets too late. Or maybe you should change this. Yeah. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. Yeah. Everything's changing. Yeah. This song is called When We Were Younger, and what it's about is that when you're a kid, you think you know the answers to everything. You know who God is, you know where you go when you die, you know your purpose on the earth, and that's important as a kid, to be objective and to shape who you're going to be for the rest of your life. But it's also really important when you get older to realize that you don't know the answers to those questions, and that life is about the journey. It's about finding all those things. And that's how the human race evolves, is that we learn things and we share ideas with each other. And the way the human race does not evolve is the opposite. So both are important. But when we were younger, we knew all the answers. And that's what this song is about. Go. 1, 2, 3, and... I never really got why we're here. You look at all we build and put a light, and you disappear. And a few of us born with so much, and most of us dreams we're never gonna touch. So why we try so hard in this place, when pain and suffering's a guarantee, happiness fades. And I wonder if one day we're at peace, where will this whole world end up like the Middle East? But when we were younger, I had the answers, well, I've gotta say. But all of my answers, now that I'm older, turn into questions right in front of me. I wonder where we go when we die.
You guys don't like only reggae music, you like folk music. We
Sure.
tried to do acoustic set for the recording, so what's the relation you see of folk music and reggae?
Folk music is music that tells stories and gets passed down from generation to generation. So it's a way of telling the history of the world. And we think that reggae is that. It's from Jamaica, but it's like Jamaican folk music. You know, you can listen to a reggae album from 1972 and you hear everything that happened in Jamaica in 1972. You hear one from 1965, you hear everything that happened from 1965, and it's just like hip-hop was folk music of the ghetto. Rock was folk music of the American. person. Country is the folk music of the southern, not South American, but the American from the south. And reggae just spoke to us, you know, it was the folk music that we grew up listening to.
We're the survivors. Yes, the black survivors.
I heard, I don't know where, the Survival by Bob Marley is not your favorite record, but your favorite reggae
For me,
record.
personally, it's my favorite record of any music.
Your
But
favorite record ever.
Survival.
Why? Why did it?
When I was a kid, I grew up in Africa for a few years, and when me and Bobby Lee were discovering reggae, we kind of bought the Bob Marley albums in order. So we'd get Catch a Fire, and then we'd get Burnin', and then we'd get Natty Dread, and we'd learn and memorize all the albums. And when I got to Survival, that was the one where he sung about Africa,
Yeah.
when Zimbabwe's independence.
Did he record the album after going to Zimbabwe?
Yeah.
That show he made with.
Yeah, Zimbabwe's independence, I think, was a lot of what I'm assuming is what he influenced him to make.
Okay. Can I consider Survival a reference when you call your latest album like Strength to Survive?
Sure, yeah, it was the same. It was like a tribute to Survival. But when I say Strength to Survive, I don't mean black survival. I mean,
Okay.
I mean human survival.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and. Strength to Survive is about the future of the Earth and the human race. The Earth will survive. The human race probably will not. So the Earth will get too hot, we all die, and then the Earth can start over again. For all we know, you know, this is the 10th or 15th or 20th time the human race has existed. We don't know how many times we've tried this experiment. But without solutions, we're gonna die, and that's what the song is about. I'm amazed in the way we've got this far. The place where I grew and you think we're gone, and I'm amazed in the way we're all still here. Just look at our last 50 years, and our tests in the West in the years to come. The dollars really matter when the whole world's gone. Worry about yourself while the world still tunes, but wait until we're watching it burn. We're stuck in a revolving door of fire, caught in our race for the show now. You look into your eyes, do we have the strength to survive when it's hotter every year? Stuck in a revolving door of fire, caught in our race for the show now. You look into your eyes, do we have the strength? Do we have the strength to survive? Do we have the strength to survive this time? This time. Thank you guys for having us.
Okay.
This is SOJA.